Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. We should have a good one on tap here today. It's the Snowhawks coming in at 8-0, going up against the Seahawks, who come in at 7-1.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Seattle Seahawks and the Portland Snowhawks. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. First carry for Samaje Perine, and he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
2nd down following the run. They'll need to get the play off quickly. 2nd down, Brissett. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Now a carry for Perine. He'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite powering through the tackle. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
I once had a defensive player in the NFL tell me, if I beat and dominate the guy across from me, I'm helping my team. Well, winning one-on-one battles is always a part of the game, but when you have good team defense, as we just saw there, one broken tackle, but he didn't get away because the rest of the guys arrived to put him on the ground.
Let's go! Ohio! Ohio! Check.
Time running out here on the play clock. A 2nd down throw for Brissett. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs.
Let's go! Ohio! Ohio! Black round!
From the gun, here's Brissett. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Still leaves him with 4th and short. Any chance you go for it?
It's definitely in the back of my mind. In fact, I've discussed it with my staff all week long, different situations that I may want to go for it. Where's the ball in the field? Do I have confidence in my trigger guy? What am I going to do? I'm also talking about my analytics department. What are the odds? If I don't get it, what's it going to do to me the rest of the game? Personally, I end up taking all that, putting it in my head, and making a decision. And you know me, I'm probably going to go for it.
Well, you want to make an opening drive statement.
Yes, I do. Once I have the ball and I've got around the move, I don't want to just give up that easily.
First carry for Thomas Rawls. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only they're controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. Back to the ground on first. Again, it's Rawls. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
Six yards to go here on 2nd down. Counter play, Rawls. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
So the run gets them the 1st, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And a loose football. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. It's Pirine to begin the drive, and he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. The play clock's running down. Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Brissett. And that is incomplete. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Here we go. 38.
Out of the gun, Brissett. It's caught. Nelson. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped, but I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
Here's Pirine. And he's going to get this inside the 30. I'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice gain.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
If you're the coaching staff upstairs, you might want to file that play away. Did you see how fast the safety closed on that one? Coming up in run support, made a big-time tackle. Might want to try and check into a pass next time.
Yeah, got him for a loss. Really, really great play defensively.
Let's go. What? Ohio. Black round.
They'll run it here with Pirine. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Portland in control of the football here to begin quarter number 2. They'll need to convert a 3rd and 7, though, to start things out.
Here we go.
Play action now. Brissett. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Give him 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it.
Let's go. Ohio. Let's go. What? No.
They'll run it with Pirine. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down.
Here we go. Black round. Ohio. Black round. Ohio. Black round. Ohio. Come on, let's go.
Again, here's Pirine. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
They'll run again with Pirine. And some space here. Call it a gain of 13 yards on the play. And it's a second down.
That was a good, strong run there. While it won't pick up a first down, it was definitely something needed by that offense. A positive run. They got a good push by their guys up front. Maybe something they can build on as this game continues.
It's Chris Ivory. No dice this go around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. It's a loss of 2, now third down. The offense on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Brissett sets to throw it. And Nelson's got it here right side. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Now Ryan Suckup will come on and try the field goal. And Suckup will put this one right through. And it's 3-0 here in the second quarter. And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
That's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. The drive begins with a run by Rawls. And he is knocked down from the side. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and he ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to air one out. And this is taken in at the 5. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Paul Richardson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks get the quick strike touchdown. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Now P-Ryan. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Nelson, the man in motion left. And now here's a carry heading left. Into the secondary again. And he's brought down. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
Well, they're certainly running the ball pretty well on this drive, and all I remember as a secondary guy was if you're making a lot of tackles in a game, that's usually not good for your defense. You've got to figure out how to keep things in front of you because you know there's 3 levels, defensive line, linebackers, and into the secondary. And if the third level is leading your team in tackles, as a general rule, things aren't going so well for your defense.
They go play action here on first down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. Give him 8 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
To play here in the first half. Back to the booth right after this. Offense in a good spot here, 2nd and 2.
Here we go.
Here's Brissett. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Stevenson. For 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
Fresh set of downs here.
Ohio, here we go.
From the shotgun, it's Brissett. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Jordan Willis in there to get him, and that is sack number 15 for him on the year. They go play action with Brissett, and he's going to go down again.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play, as we'll get a timeout, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number one. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. And they're going to go soft on the corners.
Flex round.
It's third and long for Brissett. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A big hit. Knocked down sideways. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Here we go.
Brissett. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Come on, let's get flex round. Flex round. Ohio. Flex round. Check 13.
Brissett now on second down. Flushed out right. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone could go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons.
The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters, as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace, because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Second half starts with a run by Rawls. And not a whole lot doing there, as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Here we go with 2nd and 7. They go again with Rawls. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? And almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Dayon Buchanan in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. Here's John Ryan now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out if that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So they're operating in the red zone. They come up in a 2 tight end look here.
Here we go.
In motion left is a running back. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 20 on the year. And his guys are able to strike for 6. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Seahawks. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Paul Richardson with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Seahawks are able to strike for 6. And that makes it 14-10. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now this offense ready to head back out there. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, we gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. Well, they didn't really have to earn that first down, did they?
Well, they're not having to earn much, are they? Back-to-back penalties. First was 1st and 5, and now they give them a first down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. I'm no offensive mastermind, but of all the guys on the field to block, you might want to stop him.
Look, I've got a very simple rule. An unblocked defender is usually your best defender, and he ended up making the play there.
And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Brissett. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Jordan Willis in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. Here's Thomas Morstead now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Now it's Wilson. Open man is Amara Darboh, complete. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did. It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
Offense needs something here on second down. It is second and long. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. On second down, Rawls. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Yeah, they've got an extra defensive back out there now on 3rd and 13. They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
On is the punter, Ryan, to send this one away. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so well, and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
A very solid gain of 27.
Well, it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
First and 10, Brissett. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll be second down. Back now in the Rose City of Portland, Oregon. As we've got the final quarter upon us, we get ready to start the fourth. Play clock winding down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
Let's go. Red 38. Red 38. Black round. Black round. Let's go.
So the D-line's going to spread out. They toss to Pirine. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Well, he was stopped on that play, but he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
As they run left side. They find some open field here. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They'll need to get the play off quickly. And to give this time to the tailback. And some room to roam now. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20 at the 15. Another 13 yards there twice in a row, and they're on the move. Another first down as well. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
Let's go. Black round. Black round. Black round. Black round.
Time running out here on the play clock. And he'll give it here to his running back. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Second down following the run.
Let's go. What? 9. What? Black round. Black round. Black round.
The play clock's running down.
Black round. Black round. Black round.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive.
Here we go.
In motion left moves Nelson. And now here's a carry heading left. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll run it now out of the gun. Shrugs him off. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Nice job there defensively on 3rd down. Not only did they string the play out, but they didn't allow any room for a cutback. Really well organized on the defensive side.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Let's go. Flex round. Flex round. Ohio. Flex round. Flex round.
Play clock winding down.
Flex round.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Well, I don't think we'll have to look very hard to find our play of the game. That was an absolutely monstrous big play right there. Backs to the wall. The offense has it in the red zone, driving for the winning score. And he says, not on my watch. And that is one happy bunch on the sidelines.
Very tough spot here for the offense to start. They start on the ground with Rawls. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Defense in a good spot. Let's see how the offense responds with a 2nd and 13 now. They stay on the ground. Rolls again. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. That one good for 12 yards. And that'll make it 3rd down. And in this situation with a lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Off the play fake to Rawls. Wilson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Now this offense about ready to take over again. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah. Will they make up for it? They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. 15 yards through the air and a 1st down.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
Brissett on 1st down. And his throw is incomplete. J.J. Nelson, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
There's so much precision in an offense, especially when you're throwing the ball. And in an out route, Plenty of it. How about the quarterback hitting his back foot, balls out of his hands, receiver making his break, making his cut. He's got to time up perfectly. Not always easy to do.
Just let him a little too much.
Yeah, I remember back in the good old days, I was talking to a quarterback, and he said everything they did was on the count system. So when he took a snap, he counted in his head for certain routes, different time frames for each one, and he knew if the ball wasn't out of his hand at that point, he'd better eat it because the play was dead.
That good for 19 and a first down.
I know anytime you watch a team run the ball really well, there's some pinball effect, people bouncing off of each other. There's also some things of beauty in there when you see these nice, explosive, strong runs. And this guy, he knows how to carry the football really well and continually wants the football. Why? He knows the offensive line is going to give him great effort, and he gives great effort himself to finish off runs.
Give him 9 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and short. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this.
Come on, let's go! Here we go! Let's go!
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. And prior to this 3rd and 2 play, we're going to get a timeout call as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. And this offense on 3rd down today, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. A toss play. Here's Pirine. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. He loses 5 full yards to bring up 4th. Down 4 late. Got to go for it here on 4th down.
Come on, let's go! Black round! Ohio! Black round!
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. The Seahawks in victory formation as they go ahead and take the knee. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that